Did I ever mention how much I hate industry standards? You know, I can understand someone going out of their way to create something the way they want to and it not working on an audience, but what infuriates me is some guy in a suit whose speciality is fucking business walking in and telling someone to do some bullshit he's heard on the grapevine that kinda makes sense. And then, because apparently no one has any fucking critical thinking skills, people just go along with it and perpetuate it until it becomes a fucking infallible law of storytelling. Despite the fact that everyone's doing it, and 10 seconds of research into the unpopular stuff would show that there's a mountain of evidence to prove that it doesn't actually make any fucking difference. Personally, this is one of the reasons I love Hunter x Hunter so much. I mean, maybe it's because it comes from an earlier time, or maybe it's just because Togashi doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, no, it's definitely the second one. But Hunter x Hunter has, like, none of this. You got a guy, like, riding a dragon or something, just like, fuck it, add another dragon. Why not? It's creative medium. Go fuck yourself. Oh, what's that industry? I have to start an action scene? Fuck you. Fishing. Okay, I mean, maybe not. How about bland-ass main characters? Fuck that shit. Child character. Not a teenager, and he's got, like, easily identifiable personality traits. And I don't mean like, oh, I can fit myself in his shoes identifiable. I mean he feels distinctive, and I can quickly identify what makes him different. I've never mentioned it before, but I really hate this idea of relatable characters, as if stories are some fucking role-playing game, like humans are incapable of empathy and we have to make a story all about us to give a fuck. Togashi also didn't fall into the other pitfall of child characters, i.e. realism as opposed to plausibility. It's so refreshing to me to see child characters that aren't bratty and useless, but they still feel like kids, of course. They're playful and lack certain adult experiences. Sometimes really important adult experiences. Hey, left the island as a kid, never learned sex ed. Do you want this? You know, because I think character investment is effectively the same thing as friendship. You don't befriend an asshole, and if you do, it's because you're focusing on a different quality, like they're funny or something. You shouldn't let a strict sense of realism control your story. It's a creative medium, go fuck yourself. I really feel like Hunter x Hunter gets this, actually. Every character is introduced with some kind of reason to just give a shit about them. In the York New arc, I swear Togashi just makes a bunch of characters purely to sacrifice to Overgen, just to build his character. And then when he's built up, he's sacrificed in the same way to Kurapika, because Kurapika is your god, and gods require sacrifices.
どこで死ぬ?
人に迷惑がかからない荒野がいいな。お前の断末魔はうるさそうだ。
Oh, that sounds sexual! They'll show off some kind of redeeming trait or relevance to a pre-existing plotline before expecting you to take any exposition about them. In fact, I'd equate the series to Log Horizon, actually. The character design in both these series are stupidly well-rounded. In fact, I'd actually say it's got the same problems as it too. Like, okay, I'm about to suck Hunter x Hunter's dick for 6 minutes plus because I think it gets a lot of things right. But like Log Horizon, I do think it has like one single large factor that pulls it back from a huge amount of success. Granted, I think Hunter x Hunter has a little less world exposition and more exposition to give characters the logic to move them from place to place and plot point to plot point. But basically the same concept. Lots of exposition, but the exposition is in service of creating a smarter plot. Despite the exposition though, I think more shonen should strive for the clever fight design at least. One of the fantastic things about Hunter x Hunter is that it doesn't think you're a fucking moron and can really engage with this dynamic battle of wits that's present in everything from the fights to every movement within the plot. And you can owe a lot of this to the genius power system, which, my god, I need to have like a whole video on this beautiful thing. If you're going to have a long-running shonen, having a well-cemented system like this that gives you as much potential as it does should be a must. Because that's the beauty of long-running. 2 episodes of exposition can provide you with clever, engaging situations for the next 200 at no extra cost. Oh, and the restraint and vow system is the most amazing plot device that allows for such powerful moments because... I digress. I should save the battle system for another video. Oh man, this song is so catchy. 100 episodes later. The other thing that separates Hunter x Hunter is the fact that there is no fan service. I don't think that counts! Now, I used to think fan service was fine. I thought as long as you didn't bust out in emotional scenes, it wasn't distracting. But you know what? I don't know about that anymore. After watching Hunter x Hunter and Berserk, there was just something nicer about these series. They felt dignified and self-respecting. I mean, at first I thought this was association bias. I arbitrarily associate fan service with a lack of maturity, and as a result, I don't want to associate myself with a series that uses it. I didn't like fan service not because there was inherently anything bad about it, just because of what it was associated with, a lack of maturity. I call that a bias because fanservice doesn't inherently mean mature. You can absolutely have a deep plot and 3-dimensional characters and also have tits flopping about. Nothing inherent about fanservice stops you from doing that. Hell, some things make fanservice a part of that. But then I realized the real reason why people don't like fanservice. I noticed there's a connection it has to another concept in design that, like fanservice, also gets a bad fap. And that's jump scares. See, the thing is that neither of these two are real engagements. Sure, they create a reaction from your player/audience, but what I notice about them is that neither of these two use your mind. Fan service and jump scares are instinctual, not mindful. When you're given a challenge, you think about how to solve it. When you're given a world, you think about what's over that hill. When you're given tits, you're not using your head, you're just using your head. And I hear what you're saying. If jump scares are instinctual, well, wouldn't horror games be instinctual as well?
Was that a Pop-Tart jump scare?
Do you notice how you can quote-unquote scare anyone without even making, like, a scary face? It's because jump scares aren't actually inherently scary. They make you flinch. It's an instinctual response to danger. It doesn't feel like anything, it's a shot of adrenaline and your body moves by itself. Now combine that with a creepy build-up, and then you might have something that feels justified and real. But if you're making your audience flinch constantly without any fear, or potentially you're putting them in a situation where they go through the whole experience so often that the build-up no longer scares them and you're still jump scaring, then you might have a negative reaction. So yeah, maybe people react poorly to fan service because unlike core engagements, it's instinctual. Fan service aside, I think just in general Hunter x Hunter feels a lot more dignified than other shonen. Like for instance, a lot of shonen feel the need to go for these crazy character designs, and while I appreciate the uniqueness of that, a lot of it comes without reason and they just don't feel very grounded. In contrast, Hunter x Hunter tunes this way the fuck back so characters kinda feel like human beings, and it instead transfers that uniqueness to Nen powers, the one thing that's already inherently going to have an explanation. Every Nen power has a practical application, so now it's not just fucking weird when a minor character has some stupid look going on and you know you're never gonna get an explanation for it. Human pretty accurately describes Hunter x Hunter as a whole actually. A lot of the villains, the Phantom Troop in particular, feel like real people. They banter with each other and clearly have feelings. I actually failed to mention it about Hisoka in my top 10 list, but he definitely does have this. And if you've seen that list, I mentioned humanization on like 2 of the antagonists. It's like a stupidly rare trait for some reason. My theories on humanization are a little vague right now, so I'm just gonna not go into details, but maybe when I've made some progress on that, I'll do a Phantom Troop case study. But for now, there you go. Distinctive, strong characters, intelligent moments, thought-out battle systems, removal of fan service, and grounded characters. Go and improve your genre, Japanese companies that don't watch my channel. Actually, I say that, but it's been a while since Hunter x Hunter came out now, and you know what? It's a good day, because I honestly feel like we've started to see a shift in these industry standards. I also don't care enough to throw stuff on the screen to prove that, because, fuck you, it's a creative medium. Oh man, I can't wait until 5 years from now we have an entirely new selection of bullshit theories.